they connect and bloom a bloom, showing if they connect.
Hey everyone, I'm Bill Schaffer, and welcome to my second and final episode for 2025. I want to just get right into this. We talk about trends, and trends, we often think of it as color or fashion or things like that. It has a lot more than that. It's about attitudes, consumer awareness, things along those lines. And I wanted to talk about how the 2026 floral market is already shifting fast. Some of the changes are obvious, some are a little more subtle, and some are happening quietly behind the scenes where most people, especially the consumers, never ever look. But the goal for this broadcast is to give a clear and grounded view of what is actually happening, what's noise, and what's shaping the future or shaping the trends of floral work. Nothing exaggerated, nothing softened, only what's real and what I'm looking to see in the coming year for 2026. So we're going to go with slide one, the floral market in 2026. The landscaping in the US is changing in ways that affect almost every segment of the industry. Well, let's get rid of that word almost and put it as in every segment of the industry. There's pressure from inflation, the supply chain, rising labor costs from growers to freelancers, and higher customer expectations as social media continues to shape how consumers view design, quality, and the value of flowers. These pressures are measurable, and they already are influencing the way flowers move through the market. The challenge is not predicting the future. The challenge is cutting through the noise and staying focused on what is real and what is already affecting your business, whether you know it or not. Slide two is flowers, loved but not a true staple. 73% of Americans buy flowers, but only 16% of them buy them regularly. Most purchases are occasional or tied to specific moments. At the same time, dollar sales have gone up while unit sales have gone down. Customers are willing to pay more, but not necessarily buy more often. This tells us something very important, very key, very important, in which bouquet makers are already aware of. Flowers are loved, appreciated, and emotionally powerful, but they are not yet treated as an essential. The future opportunity for floral sits in everyday buying and how you approach it, not into the holiday calendar as we have been so geared for so many years. Our next slide is self-care and emotional buying. Well, for many years now, we've already been talking about it. The green issues, the wellness issues, everything we know is there. But half of all floral purchases currently are now self-purchases. People buy flowers to shift their moods, to shift others' moods, to brighten a room, or just to give themselves a small emotional lift. 31% of these decisions are made right at the display. The bouquet itself has become the influencer, whether in a supermarket or in your floral shop. Design clarity, color, mood, and instant visual impact drives sales much more than calendar triggers. Emotional buying is now one of the strongest forces in the floral industry and something for 2026 that we should all be keenly aware of. The next is sustainability has pricing power. 61% of consumers say they are willing to pay more, especially for local flowers. More than half say they prefer florists who make sustainable choices. This is not a trend phase. This is a real purchase filter. We've been seeing it growing for almost 20 years. 15 years ago, it got stronger. And since COVID, it has been top of mind for almost all consumers out there. Customers want to feel like what their choices are matter. They want transparency behind what they buy. Clear communication builds trust and creates a measurable value to them. If you can't explain your choices, customers feel disconnected and often move on, sometimes to another florist. Our next point for 2026 is about transparency and trust. We've been talking about transparency for a lot of years now and how it truly affects all of us, but it's becoming one of the strongest tools available to sell. Customers want to know who they're buying from, where their flowers came from, how the price was built, and what goes into the design process. When you explain your math, your actual math, you can build loyalty. When you stay vague, it raises questions you do not hear but absolutely feel. This is not a guessing game on how to price. This is real, and it helps customers understand what they're getting. The businesses that communicate openly see stronger repeat clients and more confidence in their recommendations, especially when we look into the event industry. Slide 6, immersive installations drive growth. Event floral work is growing and growing and growing along with the rest of the industry. It's a big part of what's happening in floristry today. Growth is not coming from traditional arrangements. It's coming from more immersive installations, walls, ceilings, full room transformations. Customers want experiences, not centerpieces. I recently did a job where they started off the entire event wanting these $400, $500, $600 centerpieces, and they cut them down to these simple little $150 centerpieces because they went for thousands of dollars decorating the room, the ceilings, the walls, and everything. It was an amazing look, and it's what they saw online, is what they told me. Scale is the new luxury. Studios with strong teams, solid structures, and reliable build systems are the ones taking on the highest value work and sustainably doing it. Our next slide for 2026 is technology and AI. Well, technology is shaping the floral supply chain for those of you who are not aware of it. The growers use advanced systems for disease detection, wholesalers use it for forecasting platforms, and large accounts track temperature, freshness, and travel conditions for every stem that's in motion. Even if you personally never use AI directly, you are working inside an environment influenced by it. The question for 2026 is, which tools will you integrate into your workflow? Technology is not replacing designers, but it is becoming the landscape that designers work in. How will you make it work for you in 2026? Large-scale work for this talent and labor pressure thought process requires trained hands and strong design instincts. Problem is, skilled designers are in short supply, and the industry feels that strain at every level. Clients are asking for larger installations with faster timelines. Studios that invest in training, workflow, and the well-being of their teams will be the ones to take on the big work without burning out. This is a conversation about sustainable capability, not scarcity. How will you lock in designers for years to come? 9 is field notes. Here are the real-world patterns shaping expectations. Clients expect fast, clear communication. Influencer culture is redefining style faster than budgets can keep up. Authentic content is outperforming polished protection. Subscriptions, weeklies, only work when designs feel fresh. Emotional safety is becoming part of the client experience. Color is being chosen for how it feels rather than how it matches. I love that logic. These signals do reveal the direction of consumer behavior in 2026. How will you attack this to make it work for you? Our final slide is what this means for all florists at all levels of our industry. Here's where it all connects. Retail florists can grow through everyday emotional buying. Wedding designers need boundaries and clear communications to protect their process, financially and emotionally. Event designers must build structural skill and team capacity. Growers and wholesalers benefit from transparency and strong forecasting. Artists and freelancers must clarify their point of view and workflow. The opportunity is real, but the industry demands clarity and intention from every segment. How will you be affected by this for 2026, and how will you stand up to the challenges? In closing, I just want to say the floral industry holds enormous possibilities for 2026. And if you stay curious, stay clear, and stay intentional, there is room to grow in every segment of this field. I want to thank you for being a part of this conversation and pushing the industry forward with your work. These were small snippets of 2026, and I look forward to delving into them with you in future episodes starting in January. For now, I'm not going to be here, So have a Merry Christmas. Follow us on YouTube. There's going to be a rebroadcast tonight at 7. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your neighbors. You know how it goes. Thank you once again, Bill Schaffer from Pensacola, New Jersey, signing out.
Dark blue, showing if they connect them. Blue, dark blue, showing if they connect them.
I gotta get